Hey everybody, my name is Keion and I am sitting next to what I believe is the most loveliest woman in the world. What's your name, girl?
Shaunie.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Groow Zone. I'm excited about today.
I'm excited about today too. I'm excited because I'm here with you.
You know what? That's something to be excited about. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm excited to be with you in your blue.
Yeah, a little casual, you know.
Did you tell anybody today that I drove you to work?
No, I did not. But you like driving me.
But did you tell them how you require me to drive you to work and you want to sit in the back seat?
It's like an unsaid requirement.
I just want you to know I'm not an Uber.
I think you like to drive me. Would you rather me drive?
No,
Tell the truth.
no.
Exactly.
No, but I want you to sit up front with me. I don't want to look in the back and you got your legs up and you.
Well, that's not my fault that you got a car that happens to have some great leg room.
You want to know why I like to drive?
Why?
Because you're aggressive.
I am.
You're an aggressive driver. Like I think you make everybody on the whole highway say, Shaunie's coming. And y'all better move because I'm on my way somewhere.
Right. I feel like everybody needs to get in their car and they have a mission. You're going somewhere. Get there. Don't cruise, the Sunday cruisers on the highway. That's frustrating. It's just frustrating. And in Texas, it's something about Texas. Maybe y'all I say y'all, I know I live here too.
You kind of live here.
But it's y'all when it's wrong.
You kind of live here.
It's y'all when it's wrong.
Right. Us when I'm right.
It's us when it's right. This is wrong.
Okay.
Texas must not have text and drive laws. Because you do?
Yeah.
Because everybody in Texas texts and drive. On the freeway, it is who holds their phone and just be watching videos in traffic? You'll see people watching movies.
So wait. So you telling me people in California don't text and drive?
They're not supposed to. But you do not drive up and down the street and see people with their phone in their hand the way you do here.
You know why you don't see people driving
because
in California?
Because we abide by the law.
No, because y'all traffic is awful.
Which we should be having our phone to be entertained, but we don't. We follow the law. It's very dangerous to text and drive. Here, you don't get anywhere. People are going 5 miles an hour, don't realize it because they haven't looked up to see that there's nothing in front of them, then they can go. They just on their break because they watching a TV show.
Because you probably don't realize that here in Houston, you're going to be on the highway a lot longer than you're going to be in any other city.
That's pretty...
So you got to entertain yourself because it takes 30 minutes to get around the corner.
You guys have a whole belt. That makes no sense to me. A belt highway that goes around the city like a belt.
First of all, you're being aggressive right now.
Who thought of that?
Second of all, it's called the Beltway.
That part.
And it makes sense because it goes around the city.
Yeah, but it's no exits for 10 miles each way. I mean, I don't get it.
Because when you're going around, there's no need to get off.
I just want to do a lap around the city?
You need to do a lap around the city.
Why would I need to do that?
Because it's enjoyable.
It is not. First of all, Houston is very brown, so it's not a lot to look at. It's not like trees and mountains and water.
Yeah, we don't have the water like you all have, and our water is brown. I would have to tell you that. And we don't have all of the palm trees like you guys have in LA. So I don't need to do a lap.
I don't need a lap of that.
But one thing about LA is the weather is amazing.
It is.
The weather's amazing.
And the scenery is amazing. So I could do a lap around California.
What's that, Pacific Coast Highway?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do laps there.
And we won't be texting.
We won't be texting. Well, let me ask you a question. Today we're going to be talking about our marriage for other people, but we're going to be talking about the vision and the mission for it. Now, I know you think I'm such a technocrat. I want to jot everything down.
Pretty much.
And pretty much came to this woman and said, hey, babe, what's our mission statement and vision statement for our relationship? And she looked at me like I had lost my mind.
Yeah. That was unheard of to me.
But, babe, I think that's so normal.
Okay, normal? I don't think so. Was it great and genius? Absolutely. But I couldn't ever, nobody could have told me that my husband was going to sit down and say, what's our mission and vision for our marriage?
I think you should have a mission and vision for anything you want to work.
Clearly you do.
And
that's a wonderful thing, babe. It's a wonderful thing.
Your sarcasm is very, very, very on 10 today. I mean...
It is. Let me reel it in.
No, don't reel it in because I like it. That's kind of the reason why I like you anyway. But so how do you feel? I say to you, babe, I know you love me, I love you. And I say to
Yes.
you, but what's the purpose for us being together? What did you think when I
I
said
did
that?
not have an answer for that. But I thought, gosh, I probably should.
Like,
I
I think
definitely,
everybody should.
you're right. You should really have a mission and vision for everything you do. But I don't think anybody told me that in my life, that you get married, you gain a partner, you gain, the love of your life, supposed to be the love of your life, and you should have a plan
Right.
and a purpose.
Because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
That's good though. I just never thought of that. Even
Okay.
marrying you, I never thought, like, what is our purpose? Like, I don't know. It just didn't dawn on me. Nobody wrote a book that told me that I read. I didn't get taught that by my parents, but it makes so much sense. And I think that if you go into it with that in mind, or even developing it, with your partner, like, you know what, babe, we need a purpose, we need a vision. And maybe neither one of us has the answer to it right now, but we need to get one. And we need to set, goals and deadlines. And like by this time next year, we should know exactly what we want to do within the next 10 years. So I remember you coming to me with your notepad.
The way you talk about my notepad is disrespectful.
Well, it's either your phone or your notepad, your notes in your phone or your notepad. And this day it was the notepad, and we sat at the little dining room table, and I didn't know what was coming, but the notepad was out, so I figured we was about to do something important if the notepad comes out. So he comes with his pen and his notepad. I don't remember what I'm doing at the table, but I'm already there. And you come and you sit down, and you're like, babe, I really think we need to come up with our plan, like, a calendar, so to speak, of what we're doing in this relationship and our goals. And then he starts writing like 30 days, 3 months, 6 months, and there's a dash after each one, right? It goes all the way down a year, 5 years, 10 years. And I'm looking at it like, what? Like, could you have prepared me for this? Like, I probably need to think about some things, but I think you already came with these things in your head. So you were prepared to kind of
That's true.
make me think it was kind of a little bit of my idea, but it was just me contributing to things that or suggestions that you had. And
I really just wanted to know where you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to lead you, I got to know that I'm not leading you somewhere you've already made your mind up that you're not going that way. I wanted to know. So I know you were at a disadvantage because you didn't know the exercise was coming. But literally, I was like thinking, this is probably a bad assumption, I literally thought that you were going to have an answer to every one of those things.
Oh, no. I was not prepared. I mean, again, that was foreign to me. Like in marriage, to even, I think I knew we were going to have goals, right? Like, oh, we both want to build together. We want to leave a legacy for our children together. There's broad goals that, of course, I'm thinking we will have and we know we have together. But for us to detail them to 30 days, 3 months, 6 months, never had, in my mind, I'm like, next year this time, hopefully we'll have that, one business built that we'll keep talking about. But it was so awesome that you wanted to sit down and really write it down, because I am one of those people that write things down and kind of feel like I'm manifesting it. Which is why I thought
that you had.
That's why you're so good, because you did think of me in that space. Like, I know she likes to write things. I know she likes to see them, and she's very visual, which helps me be able to like make sure that I do it. For some reason, writing things down, it just does something in my brain to make me actually.
2 things. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, right? So you're practicing the thing there. Secondly, is my thought that without a vision, people perish. Like, if you don't, here's how I want. If you don't have a depiction of where you want to end up, then my question is, how will you know when you get there?
That is so true. That is so true.
Like, if I don't have a map and my destination is San Antonio, and if the map doesn't say San Antonio, if I don't put it in the GPS, then where's the car taking me?
Right. It won't take you to San Antonio.
It won't take you there. And so then when you don't have a plan, you can't complain about where you end up.
Well, you set me straight.
No, well, I mean, you said when you gave me the 30-day goals, this is the amazing part. I started realizing we needed 2 categories.
Oh, really?
because what you wanted to do in 30 days wasn't what I wanted to do in 30 days.
Right. That is very true.
So we had these three categories.
Yeah.
It was your 30 days, my 30 days, but what's ours? And I think sometimes in relationships where we struggle is that we all got the me and the I list, but where's the our list?
Where's the our list?
Like, what are we doing
or
together?
Either those, that me and I has to meet.
And become the we.
And become the we.
And that's what a relationship is. It's like people on the same ship relating about something. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was trying to like decipher in the list. So when I put out the list and y'all listen, the book she talking about is hilarious because it's a leather bound book that Dave Ramsey gave me at a convention. It's the book. It's a brand new, looks 100 years old. Yeah. It looks like the original case from the original Bible.
It does.
That they found near the Dead Sea with the Isaiah scrolls. That's how old this book looks.
Which just makes it so legit, though. Like when this book comes out, ain't it, baby? Oh my God, you just feel like, listen.
It's when I pop them pages. Pow,
listen, that thing means business is about to happen, and if it goes in here, it's about to be manifested a million times because it's precious. There's going to be some people that take something you said a few minutes ago and run with it. You'll be a meme.
What's that?
Of you can't lead me if you don't know where I want to go or something like that. You said, okay. I don't know how you worded it, but it was about leading me.
Yeah.
And I can't be led unless I'm willing to be led and
Absolutely.
Allowing you to lead me, which I think a lot of women have a problem with, just the submissiveness of being able to be led. I think when we started dating, I even said that that's something that I missed having or just, I don't know if I ever had leadership in my relationship, but I longed for that. Wow. And I don't know that every woman does, but I think that it's something about, I'm okay with being submissive especially when a man loves you through the leadership. Mm-hmm. It's different from, I'm telling you what to do. I'm the leader of this household and you're going to do it. It's not that. It's loving me through leadership that makes me automatically submit to what it is. You know what I mean?
I do understand. I was not, when I said leadership, I don't want anybody to get the type in their mind, like the picture where, somebody's holding a leash and you're leading an animal somewhere.
Yes, I get that.
I'm talking about holding hands and having one step in front of you, protecting you from what might happen, right? So leadership for me is not a dogmatic, blind following from you because you were leading your own life before I met you. But I think people have to define what kind of relationship they want. And somebody watching this, I don't want you to feel like you got to mimic our relationship because you may not want that style of relationship. I think the bigger picture is discovering what style of relationship works for the two people in it.
Absolutely.
And when you met me, you said to me, hey, babe, I want you to take leadership in these areas.
I did.
These are some of the things that I want to relinquish. But guess what? Let's tell them about the things you lead. I mean, let's talk about how we switch leadership roles.
Right.
Let's talk about how sometimes sometimes it's you and I'm like,
yeah, it goes back to what we talked about, the who's coaching that day. You know what I mean? It's like the coaches, but one day it might be mine. It's not 50-50 because I think some days it changes. It just depends on what.
Our relationship is never 50-50.
No.
Our relationship is 10-90, 60-40, 70-30. What we do is I find out what you don't have that day and I'm bringing the rest.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what it is, though. It's like where you lack, I'll pick up, and vice versa.
Yeah, if I'm operating at 30% today and I ain't got all of my widgets working, you just like, you know what?
I got it.
I got it today. I'm gonna suck it up and I'm gonna be the more patient one today. Or I'm gonna be the one that don't clap back today. I'm gonna be the one that be quiet today. Like that goes back and forth, finding that dance. One of the things that we do that builds up on our marriage is, and this is like my favorite thing. I don't know if it's yours. It's like our 10-minute Wednesdays. Like that
10-minute Wednesdays
for me is
awesome.
a game changer.
I love 10 minutes.
Let's explain.
Does that make you nervous? 10-minute Wednesday?
No,
okay.
It's not like.
Babe, I need to talk.
No,
Okay, let's tell the
it's
people what
not.
10-minute Wednesdays are.
So 10-minute Wednesdays is when you and I get together for the purposes of talking about any good, bad, or indifferent things that we've been going through or feeling, and that each one of us has to literally be silent and attentive for 10 minutes while the other person gets to be as sporadic, loud, obnoxious, or whatever you want to be, and it's respectful as you want to be, uninterrupted. And you literally have to sit there and listen. And when I tell you we do it, we ain't just, as our kids say, ain't no cap. It's for real. Like, we sitting in front of each other looking, and I can see sometimes my own vein trembling in my eye when she's talking to me, because I'm like, that ain't how that happened. That's wrong. But I can't say nothing because the rules have already been set. And this doesn't work if you're in a relationship with people who don't respect rules.
That's so true.
You got to respect rules.
That's so true.
And boundaries.
Yeah. It's hard. It's I will admit it is hard because, yes, if the other person is saying something in that 10 minutes that you just like, ooh, that is not how that happened, or that perspective is so wrong, you cannot respond in the moment. Now, what you can do is come back after that person's 10 minutes is up and ask the person for permission to respond to what they said. That other person has, it's a rule that other person can say yes or no. So if that person isn't ready to receive what you have to say, then you can say no, which is even worse. We don't ever do that. We don't ever say you
do
can't.
that. But I want to commend you, because I promise you, out of all of this time we've been doing this, we've never disrespected the rules of that engagement.
That's true. I've never turned you down from responding. You've never turned me down from responding.
I don't even know how we do it.
I actually be wanting you to respond.
Why?
Because I want to hear what you have to say about if it's an issue. Now, granted, there are sometimes there's no issue. And we can come to a Wednesday and my 10 minutes might be 2, because I'll just compliment you on how wonderful the week has been. And I don't have any complaints. So that's that. But I think that there are times that when I am venting, when I am able to say, you know what, this bothered me. Like, I didn't like how you handled this, or this was a problem for me. I want you to respond. So I'm never going to turn down your response, because 9 times out of 10, I want to see what you have to say. I want to see, are you going to justify it? Are we going to go back down that same lane are you still having the same perspective? Will I get an apology? You never know, so I want the response. So our 10-minute Wednesdays actually sets us up for growth in our mission for our marriage, which is
what we call the Mframe relationship.
Yeah.
So for those of y'all, like, this is probably foreign language, because it's something that we made up after I read a book and I came to her running with some more information. I know this girl get tired of me coming up with some new concept.
It's good stuff, though.
But I said, babe, I just read this book, and there are 3 types of relationships. She said, what is that? I said, you have the A-frame relationship, you have the H-frame relationship, and you have the M-frame relationship. So let's show them what the A-frame is. So the A-frame is like, you are leaning on the person, right? So she and I, just imagine we're standing up, we're leaning on each other. The problem with this type of relationship is you're too dependent on somebody else's stability. Because if she becomes unstable, I fall. Vice versa, she falls. So too dependent on stability. H-frame is when you're still in connection with each other, but one argument can separate you, right? So we say we want an M-frame relationship, which is, imagine us standing, holding hands, and there's an M here. We're standing on our own 2 feet. If she loses her balance, I can help her. If I lose mine, she can help me. And if a situation comes and tries to get in between us, we're still close enough to hold on to each other. And so that's our reference point of the entire mission of everything we do, is to maintain the M, right?
That's because I have a genius husband.
Well, the pursuit of unity is what we want.
That helps, ladies. Find a genius. You don't find a genius, you won't get an M-frame relationship, okay?
You are
just so
hilarious.
You know.
Something's wrong with you, lady.
12 points for me.
Wow.
What's important to be honest about is that, yes, we come up with this mission, right? But it took a lot of communication and a lot of conversation, which was something that I came to the relationship wanting. I'm like, let's talk about everything. Like, I come from a family that my dad sat down and we had family meetings about any and everything. So I came to you like, that's what I want. Like, my kids know that I do that, but I've never been in a relationship that I've been able to do that with my partner. So I want to talk everything out. I want us to have an understanding of each other. So the commitment of communication was very important for me, which was not something
No.
that you were even.
No, my context was, you heard what I said.
Right.
That's what my mom was. You heard what I said.
Right.
It wasn't no.
Yeah.
Wasn't no communication. Wasn't. Listen, when you told me you got to tell your daddy what you thought, I thought I wanted to grow up and live in the house with y'all, because my mama didn't care what we thought.
Oh,
she was only interested in us knowing what she thought.
Yeah.
And so the idea, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know that I had a deficit in the area of wanting to discuss things. I just,
it that you're a pastor that discusses a lot.
Yeah, but see, that's different.
It is different. But in my mind, I'm thinking he's probably an over communicator, because he is a pastor and he hears and has to give information. You have to take in so much and give so much, that in my mind, that was a part of who
it's
you
the
were.
Opposite. I talked so long, I was done talking. I want to be done talking after I'm finished talking.
That makes sense.
I just spoke for an hour and a half. And then what happens when you're a preacher? See, here's the thing that y'all be saying about preachers. Ooh, preachers is long-winded. Preachers talk too much. So I got all of that in the back of my mind. Be quick, be concise. Don't say a whole lot. So, you know.
I do be thinking that sometimes when you're talking.
You know what? I don't
but
want nobody to see me
though,
step on your foot
at
out
home,
of this camera.
Not when you're preaching.
What I be doing
but
at
home,
What
I'll just be like.
What I be doing?
Just be a little long sometimes.
Wow. You shouldn't do so much.
I mean, or it could just have been shortened.
You know, you don't appreciate the fact that I can put together multisyllabic expressions.
Wow.
And be able to express the minutia of any vulnerable expression.
What was the first word you said? Syllabicata. What?
You see.
What did you say?
You have to appreciate the ability that I have an extended vocabulary.
Right.
And that sometimes I have to use a multiplicity of words to express the simplicity of my thoughts. That's what we're really after.
That's what I be doing.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said.
You know, I just
don't. What was the word? Say that word again. I just don't
like your attitude today. I don't know why you woke up on this side of the bed.
It sounds like snuffleupagus.
I don't know.
You remember that character from Sesame Street? That's what it sounded like. What did that mean, sir?
Multisyllabic expressions means words with a lot of syllables. Syllabic, syllables.
Got it.
Syllabic.
I will not be using that word, but it's all good because I can't say it.
Let me tell you something.
But the communication is great. See, I learned something in that moment. I learned a new word that I probably won't be able to use correctly, but it's all good because I have a genius husband that's going to be your name.
You know what you're not doing right now?
What?
You're not committing to our mission, which rule number 1 is to celebrate differences.
I am celebrating that.
You're not celebrating my difference.
I am. It's being celebrated. I love that your vocabulary is so much broader than mine, because that's why I always ask you to do all the talking. Because I'm
you just said I talk too much. Now, cause see,
it's a little long. It's a little long sometimes. Sometimes, babe, it's a little long.
It's a little long because sometimes I feel like you don't understand me. So, like a preacher, I use another way of saying the same thing. It's not that I'm saying a lot, it's that I'm saying the same thing in a couple of different ways.
Okay. You're saying a lot of stuff a couple of different ways. That's what it, because sometimes you'll like tell a story and then really all you wanted to say was, babe, let's go to the movies, but you're going to go around it and tell a story.
So you don't like how Jesus talked. I get it.
Wow.
I get it, because that's how the Lord talked. So, I mean, if you don't like
trying to be more like the Lord.
If you don't like me and his communication style, just tell him.
Did you say me and him?
Yeah, yes. Because I've adopted his style.
Wow. Okay. Well, keep it, babe. You're doing a great job.
That's how I get her to change it. I just put it on the Lord and she changes.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I cannot argue with that.
So on a serious note, like we got these commitments in marriage. So one of them is to celebrate differences. Like I think that we do a decent job at realizing we're not the same.
We do.
And
even
I remember,
if it's irritating.
But in our last 10 minutes, I said to you, you know what I just learned? And I grew. I said, I've learned that I got to give you the space to be yourself and not try to turn you into me.
You did say that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you do very well at that, because it's It's things that probably irritate you that I do. And
what? You ain't even think of nothing.
You're lying.
Get out. Oh,
See?
I don't know what happened. I had left.
Wait, no, tell me.
Mm-mm.
Did you say mm-mm?
What about our shared values?
You don't want to tell me?
Tell you what.
The things you do, the things I do that irritate you.
I already told you.
Tell me again.
Mm-mm. No, Lord. No, Jesus.
I really do want to
know. Things you do that irritate me.
Yeah, like habits that I have. Maybe not habits, like character flaws that I might have.
No, I wouldn't say character flaws. I don't like pessimism. I like optimism.
Oh yeah,
I like to think of things in a more hopeful way.
Yes.
And sometimes you are a little more analytical.
I am.
In
You
areas.
are absolutely right.
That's about it. It's only about. I mean, it ain't a lot, like 100 things, but it ain't like 2,000. It's just 150. It ain't a lot. I mean, not a bunch.
Okay.
3,000 things. It's only
I accept
262.
That. You know what?
But it's all right.
Right. So,
I mean, baby, it's not a lot. It's maybe 350 things. It's
anyway, I think that it is so important that we evolve from this moment. Don't you?
I'm kidding with you.
I know you are. It's all good. I mean, I'm fine.
No, I mean, you don't do a lot of things that irritate me. I think most people are irritated with themselves. And then you just get upset when somebody else doesn't see the world the way you see it. Like, can we all just be flat out honest? Like, that's everybody they are who they are. And you knew that when you met them. But when you're in your feelings, you get upset about somebody's perspective, which is the one they had when you met them. And at one point in a relationship, it was cute. And then you get together for a long time and it irritates you.
Right. It's kind of like I said, when it's right, it's us. Yep. And when it's wrong, it's you. Which
brings us back to our thesis statement. Growth is an inside job. And you work on yourself. And you have to trust that the other person is too. Because we're always trying to work on the other person.
Yeah. You're always, absolutely.
Not
when you
trusting
need to work
that they'll do it on themselves.
Which I think being in this relationship has made me have kind of the light bulb moment on a lot of, I call them character flaws that I personally have. Like, I have been able to identify, like, ooh, you are not good at that, or you do this, or don't do that. It's just like a self-reflection, even if it's something you haven't pointed out. It could just be in a moment, I will see myself, because I think I am intentional on trying to be better, that now I kind of self-analyze a little bit more. A little more, I don't know, I guess I'm a little more tedious about it.
So let's go back to the question you asked me, something that I didn't like about you. I wouldn't say you have a character flaw. I would just say you have an area to grow. I'm more careful of how I talk to myself.
Oh yeah, I'm way more harsh.
That's what I mean. And so then it'll turn into something. You could be misread because we saying the same thing.
We are, and you're right. Yeah. I am more harsh with my words.
So what would you say to somebody who's in a relationship like us, and maybe the guy or the girl is a little more
brutally honest
in the language? Like, what kind of conversations can a person like that have with themselves? That they can talk themselves off of their ledge? Like, what are some of the things that you use?
I don't know that I've accomplished this brutally honest part. The trick. I think that I am brutally honest, but I'm unapologetic about that part. I do see the glass half empty because I want it full, and I'm just like, why is it half empty? And I get frustrated in those moments. But I am pretty brutally honest, but I'm brutally honest in love. I'm not brutally honest to tear anybody down or hurt anyone's feelings. I just like saying it how it is. And I want people to say it how it is to me. I don't want to fluff it. I don't like to coddle feelings and do all that. I'm just going to say it like it is. But I'm only going to say it if I love and care. If I don't love and care, I won't have an opinion at all.
So with our commitment for living in marriage, and we said number one is to celebrate differences. Number two is to have those shared values. What would you say? How can we have a shared value? And what is your prescription on how to handle that difference? Like, if I'm a half full guy and you're a half empty gal, what would you say? One of the secrets.
Does it work?
Yeah. How do you make that work?
Because I see that in you, and I love that about you. I love that you're that thing that I'm not. You know, like I love that I see it half empty, you see it half full, which balances it. To me, this is what's in my head. It balances us and it balances me. So now I'm trying to get to that half full where you are. And, you know, it goes back to just growth being an inside job is really growth being a job that we have to share. It's a joint job. But it starts on the inside because I now realize that about myself. And I'm able to see what you have that I'm lacking, and vice versa, I'm sure, in certain areas. But I am like, you know what? I do see it half empty, but I know he sees it half full. So there's the light at the end of the tunnel for me, is you.
That's good. That's good. Because you remember when we started doing those marriage, I don't know what we called it, our mission for marriage. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. We got to this place where we started talking about the mission evolving. Right. And so I come in and I say, hey, Shaunie, you just got to get to the place where you say the glass is half full. Just can you say it? Can you say it? And you're like, sir,
pipe down
a little bit. I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
And now I'm hearing in this conversation that you're saying that you actually heard me.
Oh, I hear you.
You see, so wouldn't you say then in a relationship that most arguments or disagreements are the result of people saying things again that the spouse already heard? So then I guess I'm thinking that you hearing me isn't audible, because that means that now I've redefined hearing as action.
That's exactly what we do, though. I think we are saying, you know, like,
wow,
turn that negative into positive.
Like now.
Yeah. I absolutely hear you, but that is such a habit of mine and who I've been for so long that's going to take some like growth on the inside for me to start manifesting and start putting into action the reverse of what I've been trained to do.
So then, in our last thing we said, okay, well then we got this mission. Okay, so now everything that we do in relationship has to be informed by the mission. All right, so our mission is to build the Mframe relationship. So then when we come to this impasse, he's a half full guy, she's a half empty gal. Now we got to have conversations about which one of these perspectives fits with the mission that we picked for our relationship. Absolutely. And if we wanted an H frame, let's go half empty. But we said we wanted an M frame, so we go half full. And then there has to be some sort of cohesive decision about the growth being an us job in that decision. Like, does that make sense?
It makes total sense. And I think my commitment to the M frame is me being aware and willing and taking action in getting that fixed, so to speak, you know, or working on me trying to get to the half full. I'm committing to that M because now I'm realizing that. And that's something I need to work on, just not only in our relationship, in life in general. Like, I don't really like that I do that. I need to work on that. And I need to work on that because I'm committed to our commitment and our mission. So, you know, kudos to me.
Kudos to you. This has been a great conversation. And you know what I think? Like people, you guys are watching us have this podcast, but you don't even really know that in front of these cameras, we're like actually growing. Like we are actually growing. And I hope you're growing behind them. But I would just like to suggest, why don't you and the person you love, literally sit down in the living room and act like you're having a podcast? Like just talk like this. You'd be surprised what will come out of sitting at the table and you just step into another character and you a superstar and he's a superstar. And I just want y'all to act like you guys are just the biggest A-list celebrities in the world. And you're sitting at the table, even if you got to fake it and get a camera and just point it at you and just talk. Because I promise you, we're not just here having these conversations and not getting up better. Like I really feel like they're going to have to build this chair bigger because I just grew.
Oh.
Yeah. I just literally grew. I feel so much.
We have conversation after the conversation about the conversation. So yeah, it really is. And you know what I do think we can take away today is that we have 3 rules. We need a mission for our marriage. We need to follow the rules, and we need to lead and be led. Period. Like you have to allow yourself to be led. Ladies, you know, we struggle with that.
And gentlemen.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. 'Cause
Yes,
let me tell you
absolutely.
something. Let me be totally transparent. My husband will say, we get to a store or we go to
Babe, why is you telling
dinner.
my
I just need to
business?
tell him about what you do. So he says all this, lead and be led. But let me tell you what he says. So we might get to dinner, we might get to a store, and let's say I get to the counter first. We are in CVS, whatever. I pull my credit card out. He gonna whisper to me, ain't no woman buying me no chips. Whatever is on that counter. Ain't no woman buying me no allergy medicine. Put your card away. And he gonna say it just like that, like some old 87-year-old pawpaw. Ain't no woman buying me no cough drops. Put your card away.
I don't let no woman buy my stuff.
There we go.
I
Ain't
say,
no
listen,
woman buying me
put
no
your
Dr. Pepper.
Ain't no woman. Hey, I'm the payer. Put your card up. You don't buy me nothing, woman. I do the paying around here. That's what I tell her.
And guess what? I let him pay. Lead and be led. So we thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Groow Zone, and we hope that you are growing right along with us.